What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dash. Come back to Girl Takes. Well, it's the time, guys. It's reaction time. This is to the Sandman. This will be for episode 4, titled A Hope in Hell. Now, I'm really looking forward to this one. I enjoyed what I saw in the last episode. Quick little recap. I enjoy seeing the character Constantine. I enjoy just kind of getting a little bit of her vibe, her overall personality. It was sad to see that beginning scene where at first you see a flashback, but you don't know the full understanding story. But it's the young little girl who ends up losing her life, hence walking into a situation no business being in. But also seeing someone that she loved as well, I think named Rachel, really unbeknownst to her, thinking that she left, which was dreams, Sand with her, but not realizing she was utilizing it. And definitely not a good way when you walk in and you see the instance of what's happened to her, just looking so godly, which is so sad. Didn't realize that when she walked in there, she's seeing her looking a certain way at first, thinking, she's going to address the situation of why she just abruptly left, and her reaching out to her exes, whatever. And then you see how things all of a sudden shifted and changed, and she gets to see the real her. I am glad that she made a statement to Dream to kind of force him, because he was just going to roll. He was just like this. He's like, no, you just really, you treat us all like we're, Roderick Burke, Burgess. I'm saying his last name. Needless to say, and I think he realized that he needed to do the right thing. And I'm glad he said she had a peaceful death. Now, in regards to John and his mom, Ethel, that whole situation, eventually was going to happen. Dreams was going to locate her eventually. Now, not so much, but definitely with John being that they have the ruby. Now, I'm curious if he will be able to find it, being that it's somewhere, because I don't know if her son now knows whatever, since he's been locked up, but her giving him the amulet of protection, he doesn't, like she said, really need it. You see clearly what happened in the instance of the authorities trying to, render him, after them thinking he did something to his mother, clearly, not. And then you seeing Corinthian showing up, like, oh, it's too cold out here for you not to have a coat. And then all of a sudden give him, say, can I, find a way to get back to you? No, I just want to make sure you get to where you need to go, which is in helping me, and little do you know. So that was very interesting, but not surprising. He's always lurking about, just making sure he's doing whatever he needs to do to help prolong his narrative, so he can go ahead and do all the wretchedness that he's been doing. And then just getting introduced to Matthew, the new Raven that would be with Dream, was really interesting. I'm so glad it's going to be voiced by Patton Oswalt. I'm such a fan of him, so I'm totally down to see that. So I already know we're going to get constant banter between the two, especially at the end. He's like, let's just go ahead and go to hell. So yes, that was a good episode. So I'm really interested in seeing, because I think he said, where they were going to was death. So I'm curious to see if this is an episode that's partaking maybe with Lucifer. And if I'm not mistaken, I did see a little bit of Comic-Con, and I know one of my faves, Gwendolyn Christie, is playing that character. So I'm really excited and hyped. So with that said, let's go and jump into it. See the rest of my thoughts from you guys.
So, which way do we go?
I suggest we follow the damned.
The damned?
They make you bring your own fire to hell?
Do you need a ride somewhere? I'd be happy to take you.
I'd hate to impose.
Oh, you're not imposing at all, honestly. Where are we headed?
You know where Mayhill is?
The king may not enter another monarch's realm uninvited. There are rules, protocols which must be followed.
So where's your crown?
Guard your tongue, demon. The ruler of hell will not be kind to one who insults an honored guest.
So where's your ruby?
Shall I use it to haunt your dreams? And your waking hours, too?
When she was alive, my mother was a very successful thief.
Really?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Do you lie? To Samantha and Sarah.
I think lying is maybe the worst thing you can do to another person.
I'm living proof of that. She did forgive me in the end.
For what?
Stealing from her.
What did you steal?
A ruby. She had me arrested, of course, and thrown in prison.
For stealing the ruby?
And arson. And murder. General mayhem.
You murdered people?
They weren't good people.
Oh,
Not
boy.
like you. Susie. Isn't that right, Susie?
Lucifer was the angel Samael.
I forgot the devil used to be an angel.
Not just any angel. The most beautiful, wisest, and most powerful of all angels.
More powerful than you?
By far.
Just gonna fly up and see where we are. No, no, not doing that.
Oh, wow.
This is not the way.
Slick.
Michael, it is you.
Oh, shit.
Do you not still love me?
It has been 10,000 years, Nada. I still love you. But I have not yet forgiven you.
Come, Matthew.
Michael, I will not give up hope. I will never give up.
Knowing that they are fundamentally selfish. I say this without judgment. It's how human beings were built.
Do you mind if we stop for gas?
No, not at all.
We're here.
Ooh.
Hello. Hello, dream.
Greetings to you, Lucifer Morningstar. And to you, Mazakino Galilim.
Greetings.
I have come because my helm of state was stolen from me. I believe one of your demons has it. I should like it back.
Which demon has your helmet? Shall we interview them one at a time, or...?
It won't be necessary.
Nicely done.
And if the Dream King wants his helm back, he will have to fight me for it.
Oh,
Very well. I challenge you, Corazon. I shall represent myself.
I choose you, sire.
Let the challenge begin.
Looks like I have to prepay inside. Want anything? Are you thirsty?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
I need you to call 911 for me. The man I'm with is an escaped murderer.
You fucking with me?
Please just call 911.
Yeah, this is the filling station out on Route 7.
oh boy. Wow.
You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, shouldn't have.
It's my fault for trusting you.
Present me in a contest of skill, confidence, and transformation. The oldest goal.
I am a dire wolf. Prey-stalking, lethal prowler.
I am a hunter. Horse-mounted wolf. stabbing.
A serpent. Horse biting. Poisoned tooth.
I'm a bird of prey, snake devouring, talons ripping.
Damn.
Butcher bacterium. Warm life destroying.
Damn.
Old world. Space floating. Life nurturing.
A nova. All exploding. Planet cremating.
I am a universe. All things encompassing.
Anti-life. The beast. What will you be then, Dream Lord?
Boss,
Still with us, Dream?
he is, and it's his move. Your Majesty.
Hope.
Corazon, give him his helm.
No.
Oh. Oh well.
We shall destroy you.
Until that day, Lightbringer. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Someone's altered it.
Oh. She just needs to leave because you lucked out, girl. He could have killed you.
Wear it. From now on, no one will be able to hurt you, not even me.
Boss!
The ruby makes dreams come true. And I'm going to use it to save the world.
All right, you guys. I enjoyed this episode immensely. I'm so enjoyed seeing Gwendolyn Christie play Lucifer. Seeing how Dream had to win back his helm. First, I thought he was going to be challenged by the Duke of Hell, but it looks like he used that opportunity to have Lucifer do the actual challenge, which made it even more entertaining. The constant back and forth, one being the wolf, one being the hunter, then just the different types that they use to pretty much one up each other. I love the way it's done. And when you pick, it can pretty much put you in a situation where you're dealing with a moment of whatever the instead of that feeling, I'm assuming from whatever they choose. I'm trying to phrase it correctly the way I'm starting to say it, like with the serpent, of course, splattering on him, or the part with the hunter where it pierced into her hand, you see the blood. I love the overall getting the visual effects of whatever they choose, how it causes, an action to happen, and it reflects on however on them, in regards to their bodies or whichever. And that was just a nice move that was, being played out that we get to actually see. Because I was wondering how is this challenge going to occur? What's actually happening? I thought with the challenge being more of a physical thing between the two, not thinking nowhere instance it would be in that realm like that. But definitely effective and definitely enjoyable. But when he used that last one, and I thought he was down for the count, and Matthew came over to, kind of talk him up, hype him up, and he said hope, and she was just like, ugh, just the word her face turned. She's like, give him his helmet. Like, I don't want to. No, it looks like he won. You don't get to keep it. And then I like how the girl grabbed it and tossed his ass back out there. Excuse my language. It's like, no, don't work like that. You will follow the rules, like in the protocol. It's his. Now I will say you could tell she was not too happy because she lost that whatever. No, as they say, embarrassing in front of all evil. Hell, not good. And she's like, one day we will, Morpheus. And he was like, until that day comes, I'm out of here. And I just like how he just walks away with it, and she's just like, so I look forward to seeing Lucifer again. Now, to get into John, I like how he gets introduced to Rosemary, and of course, everything's find having a conversation about individuals who lie. He was telling about his mother, and she telling about her ex and situation, and it's kind of how it escalated. And one thing with John is, even though he's telling the story, he decided to tell even more. Pretty much telling is like when he's not going to lie, saying how he'd harm people, whatever. And I was like, you've heard people, you kill people, like, these weren't good people. To her, listen to that. She's not going to know who these people were, and it could be people, of course, from the past with Roger trying to get the ruby, of course. All the while, like, let's stop. Oh, I need to get some gas. I need to. Girl, you don't know what this man has done. You shouldn't have did it. She's lucky because I was expecting him to harm her. Granted, she still took him where he needed to go to get to the ruby. And then in the instant, also, you see towards the end of the episode how she's like, I'm going to regret this. Where do you need to go? Because he's just out here at some sort of storage facility getting the ruby. Like, where are you going now? Like, you have no home. There's nothing in there. I'm like, well, yeah, exactly. Where's he going to go? I'm assuming he's going to use this ruby to help him get wherever he needs to go, get whatever he wants. So that's in some ways a dream come true right there. So in the instance of that, seeing Dream actually show up, gets Ruby, and realizes all. I was afraid we'd probably hurt him or kill him, but it looks like he's knocked out. So it's going to be interesting to see as the episodes progress what he has to do, how he can get his Ruby back now that it has been altered by John. I'm trying to figure out how did you alter it. He did a lot of research, as you see when he was talking to his mother about learning stuff about his past, where he actually comes from. Did he do some research on the Ruby of what kind of powers they have, how you can do that? Is that somewhere in some sort of book? Definitely some answers. I need some answers. So I'm very curious along those lines of how it's going to work. I will say this: when John makes a comment how he's going to use his Ruby, for good. I don't know if Corinthian will like that. I know he's wanting him probably to keep the Ruby and probably do that with that, because if honestly, probably in instance he probably won't mind. I don't know with whatever he's planning to do, if he does come back into contact with him, will he try to use that on him? If he knew how Corinthian tried to come for his mother, I don't think he would take too kindly to that. I don't know if you'll see that vision to know that actually happened. But it's just going to be interesting to see if it's going to affect what Corinthian has his own, plans or narrative, or if, him doing what he's doing doesn't affect him and he can just go out and do it all the while Dream's trying to find a way to get his hands on that ruby. And he will definitely find out now that Roderick had a son. And it is him. So I'm looking forward to that introduction when they meet. It's going to be very, very interesting. A nice little discussion. Because Roderick never met his father, but he definitely has a little bit of instances in him from the way he carried on, saying, they were trying to take it from him. Yeah, it didn't belong to you to begin with. Your mother had no business having it. You stole it from her. Of course, she, like you said, he heard him say you got locked up, whatever, for stealing, whatever. So I'm loving the progression. I really want to see what's going to happen now, because that's the last piece that Dream needs. So we have a couple more episodes to go. We're not even almost halfway through. So yes, loving what I'm saying. So I'm really looking forward to the next episode. So with that said, you guys comment below. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction. You guys take care.